Show last
Yes.
question for you. This is the big one. We know how difficult it can be disabled or not, but definitely for disabled because the world is not necessarily created for the disabled.
Mhm.
How do you pick yourself up every day as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a show to keep on going? What practical advice do you have when the going gets tough?
So I will always remind myself of why I do what I do. Because if I don't have a why, I'm gonna lose, momentum. I'm gonna lose that motivation. It's being an entrepreneur is not for weak of heart, right? It's hard work. And it's hard. And there's moments where you're gonna get discouraged. There's whether you're disabled or not, there's a lot of discrimination out there for for entrepreneurs in general. Right. No, and that has nothing to do with racial stuff. That's a whole different, topic altogether. Because people like, you have to be like everybody else, just get a 9 to 5, which and it's okay. And I have no 9 to 5 and have a business, and that's okay too. But my point is like there's a lot of resistance for those of us who go against the grain, right? And do things differently, think differently. And so if you don't know why you're doing it, you're gonna give up when the resistance becomes too strong.
Find your why.
Right. For me, my why is my mission statement, right? So like I need to remind myself of that. I have it in the sticky note, I have it, in my office. I have to look at it and remind myself. And then also then I see even when I have that, then I'm constantly setting and tracking my goals. So like in my office, I have like I have my whiteboard. I actually have a long way so I can reach it. So I'm with my wheelchair, and I put goals for every month. So every time I'm there, I'm checking. But I'm checking it. I have it in my journal and I have it in my computer, but I also literally write it. That way, I'm checking with the white erase marker, and I can see it every time I'm physically in the office. Because remember, I said, okay, I'm on track here. And sometimes I have to move the same goal. I keep moving it 2, 3 months in a row. That's okay. As long as I'm making progress, right? Exactly. As long as I'm making progress. And then I do this constant reflection. Journaling is really just that's something that I do for myself, for my mental health, but also I do for business. I'm constantly taking time to reflect. And sometimes reflecting is for journaling. Sometimes I, wheel myself in my yard and just sit there and I'm looking at the trees in my yard and just take doing that. Or it's wheeling around in the first time you and I were talking. Like when I got home, I was just wheeling around, in my neighborhood and just kind of thinking about stuff. And that helps me to kind of reflect, where am I going? Where have I been? Where do I want to go next? What hasn't worked? What has not worked yet? Right? What do I want? What do I not want at all? Like maybe the things that I did, it went well, but I don't want to do that again. And that's okay too. So that helps me. But I mentioned before, like, mentors for score. And it doesn't also to be for like a formal mentoring program like that. But please, please, please get yourself a mentor. Whether it's in the mentoring food book, I love, 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 love reading. And now with my own challenges right now with disability. So the other thing with ADS, because of the connective tissue issues, like the connective tissues around my eyes are loose that my eyes can't focus enough for me to read. So it's hard for me to actually even read now. And then so I use now I so tracking on my computer it's even hard. So I have to have um speech to text, apps and things like that to read to me. And then I do audiobooks now. So I'm reading a lot, listening to a lot to books per se. That's one way that I'm mentoring myself, right? I have mentors who I never met, and that's okay, and the people that I love who are in my field or the leadership or entrepreneurs, and I'm podcasts, right? I'm always learning. So that keeps me going as well. But then I'm prioritizing my own well-being. Entrepreneurs will bring your own insecurities. It will bring it out. And if you have unresolved traumas, like most of us all do, disability is traumatizing already.
By itself.
And then when you become, when you start working on your business, it's going to bring all of that. All the drama that you suppress, it's going to come up. So if you're not prioritizing your own well-being, it's not going to work well for you. So please, take care of yourself as you're trying to build a business. So those are the things that I put in place so that I can keep doing the things that I'm doing. And the days are harder, but as long as I keep, those things in check, it helps me to keep going. And right now, that's I started in 2016, and I keep going. I don't think I'm gonna stop anytime soon.
That is incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, Chou Hallegra, Grace and Hope Consulting, super mom, super entrepreneur, inspiration for all of us. Thank you, Chou.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations.